Hello, Body of Messiah. This is a quick, brief message, and as you can see, it's titled Messiah's Body Refocusing After the Election Dust Settles. Okay, this message is brief because it's to help the whole body return back to being united and focusing on the Most High God. Now, for the people who chose to participate in the political process, as you can see, the nation was basically divided amongst the people who participated in the voting process on one side and on the other side, conservative, liberal, what have you. And you have these members who participate in the body of Messiah that are coming out, one side's upset and the other side is just rejoicing, but both sides kind of demonizing one another. Now, I can't say this is happening everywhere across the board, but we have to pray against that. When you participate in demonizing one another because of your belief politically, if you choose to participate in it or not, um, when you demonize one of another, you're tearing the body of Messiah apart because it's not about politics. It's not even about government. Our focus has to be on the Most High God. When you demonize one another, you behave like the Nicolaitans. So go back and look at some of the lessons that we have in UPP about some of the congregations that have that particular spirit. They tear each other down and apart because they believe you have to function just like me and believe just like me. And that's not the case in the body of Messiah. Listen, if you're a part of the group of people who say your side won, the political pick that you chose won, and you're celebrating and rejoicing, remember, God is the one who is in control, and He's going to function and carry out His will with or without man's help. For those who are on the flip side, who are like, oh, the person I would have chosen lost, and I'm angry about that and I'm hurt. God is still going to carry out His perfect will and function with or without man's help because His word will never return void. Both sides remember that. Listen, these government political systems are going to submit to the beast system. And we still have to be prayerful and mindful and function as a united body. Think about it. God, our God is so powerful, He allowed a donkey to speak. Our God is so powerful, He caused Balaam to not be able to curse the descendants of Israel because that was a part of His will. And man was never going to change that. God made King Abimelech submit by one dream overnight and was shaking in his boots and repenting. God struck King Nebuchadnezzar with insanity because he got so puffed up and prideful that it's all about me and I did this, I did that, and I can do this and that. God will do and carry out His will with or without man's help. We all gotta humble ourselves. Listen, this coronavirus plague has kicked it back up a notch in America, and we have to submit to God's perfect will and be humble. There is nothing, no political system, government system, not even healthcare, that can do what the Most High God will do for us. We need Him, His healing. We need His salvation that He's provided through His Son, Yeshua. We need to ask and request and be humble enough to ask for His grace and mercy. We got all these, for instance, politicians fussing over about, vaccinations this or this solution that. Look, they got proven uh, medications that will help shorten this disease and this illness. But they're so busy arguing amongst themselves about their plans and this that people are filling up hospitals once again and dying in droves. Nothing is going to take care of us like the Most High God. We all have to be humble and submit to that. Do you know who your God is? You better know who he is with or without man's help. But know that every man on the planet has to submit to God's perfect will. And no matter what job your occupation is or whatever you believe as far as politics, your prayer is, Adonai Elohim, I want to make sure I'm under your perfect will. Adonai Elohim, if I've been engaging in situations where I've created internal idols in my heart, reprove me, refine me, and make me aware of it. If there are people who are, no matter what their occupation, or if they're in politics and they represent something, humble them to make sure that they submit to your perfect will, Adonai, because we are living in trying times. Now, in your spare time, it's very urgent, body on the side, that we maintain our focus or refocus wholeheartedly back on Him. Read Ezekiel chapter 14 so you can understand how vital it was that Adonai made sure that the descendants of Israel keep their focus on Him no matter what. He sent the lying spirit to the prophets to have them so jacked up and confused and deceived because they were all in their own way. And He said He did that. He did that so He can make sure that the descendants of Israel would not be deceived and go down a path that was their own way, that they trusted in the Most High God wholeheartedly. Any people nowadays are all bashing people who have the gift of prophecy because their prophecy was wrong, their prophecy this. Look, we're not living back in a time where you go out and you stone a prophet to death. And prophets and everybody got to be thankful to the Most High God that all you have to do is humble yourself, ask for forgiveness in Yeshua's mighty name, because He paid the price in the sacrifice, and reacclimate yourself, refamiliarize yourself, restudy God's word, and refocus back on Him. Because it's not about you. It's a whole big picture here that our Most High God is orchestrating. And just make sure, if you weren't on the right team, that you refocus back on Him wholeheartedly so you can be. Go back and review videos, COOH Lesson 9, where Surgical Bible Studies is revealing how to discern between prophesizing and prophesying. Guard your spirit and make sure that it's resonating and abiding by the Ruach of Elohim. And then go back and look at the message, Messiah's body. Is God really in it? Just to refresh you and reset you. Well, this is the end of this brief message, Body of Messiah. And as I always say, may Adonai Elohim cover and surround you and your family, shield and protect you, and envelop you in His shalom peace. Goodbye.